Hello, my name is Barbara Russell, and I'm here today to share a success principle with you. It is the year 2015, and I'd like to ask you, where are you going to be 5 years from now? That's the year 2020. Can you even imagine that? But as long as you keep on living, you are going to make it there to 2020. So what is going to impact your life? I would like to propose that there are 4 things that are going to make a difference in your life 5 years from now. So let's look at them one by one. The first is the books you read. Now, the first thing that came to my mind is, does anybody read books anymore? I don't know. I hope that you are with the minority. Sometimes I feel that's me, who like to read books, and maybe they're Kindle books, or maybe you listen to CDs. I'm hoping that you listen to self-help books and instructional books in whatever field that you're interested in. But I think this category also includes, what TV shows are you watching? Do you, again, just go into mindless escapism? Sometimes we all do that. But I must say that if I just have CNN on all the time, I'm going to think the world is a deep, dark, dreary place. It will make a difference 5 years from now. How is that going to make me feel about the world? Am I safe? Is it worth pursuing my goals? I need to think about those when I think of the books that I read, the TV shows that I watch, the CDs and DVDs. Basically, anything that you put into your mind, it is going to make an impact. It will affect your thinking. It affects your values and your beliefs. So 5 years from now, you need to think about the books you read, the TV shows that you watch, DVDs and CDs, anything that you put into your mind. It will make a difference. Secondly, let me challenge you to think about the decisions that you make. Every decision you make, whether it's little or big, will impact you. It has a cumulative effect on you. Now, it might just be a small decision, let's say, about whether you're going to take a walk today or you're going to lay around on the couch and rest. And frankly, either one might be good for you, so there's not a problem with that. But the cumulative effect of the decisions that you make today, let's say you decided, I'm going to change my lifestyle and I'm going to eat healthily. 5 years from now, you could be going on all cylinders, and you could be saying, like me, hey, I'm investing in my passion, not my pension, because I'm going to feel good. Now, I must tell you, I had a friend who was telling me that while his wife was in the hospital, his grandson came and cooked very healthy meals for him. And he said during that time, we had turkey, everything. We had turkey hamburgers, and we just had vegetables. We had no desserts, no breads, none of that bad stuff. But, he said, I felt really good. Well, I'm applauding. Yay, you feel really good. That's awesome. Well, are you still doing that? I asked him. He said, no, I just like to eat too much. I like to eat well. I like to eat a whole bunch of I love desserts. Now, I must tell you that we were having this conversation over the table at a buffet, so I couldn't really preach at him. But I know that those kind of decisions will make a difference over time. And over time, while you might have cheat days, what you put into your body is just as important as what you put into your brain. So please think about the decisions that you make. Thirdly, 5 years from now, you will be impacted by the people that you meet, by the people that you associate with, the people that you hang around with. It has been said that we are the average of the 5 people that we hang around with. Wow. Do you need to look at the 5 people around you and say, do I want to keep them as friends, as associates, as family? You don't really have a choice about family. That's all right. But maybe if they're very toxic, as the term is, I'm going to limit my time with them. But here's another thing about people and having people in your life. How about people that you'd really just like to meet, you'd like to associate with them? You can actually ask a successful person for an interview, or you'd like to ask them, how did you make it? What were your tips? How did you do that? Sometimes people are so intimidated by successful people, they won't ask. But let me encourage you. Successful people love to share their journey. I assure you that it has not been without heartache. It has not been without its trials and challenges. But see, what makes them successful is how did they meet those challenges? How did they come up and be successful in spite of perhaps poverty or dysfunctional families or limited educational opportunities? It is all in the secret of how they handle it, and getting to meet people and know them and having them in your life is something that will make you successful. And lastly, I would encourage you to think about how you handle the crisis in your life. We all have them. You can't live very long without having some kind of crisis. And how do you respond to that? I'm not saying that we need to have a Pollyanna attitude, and when someone says, how are you doing, that we say, oh, wonderful, when inside you're dying. No, we need to still be real. We're going to feel whatever we feel, but we want to make it through. We don't want to get stuck. I remember when I was bedridden for about a year with a cervical disc degeneration. That was a terrible time for me. I was really limited into what I could do from the bed. At times I was in traction. I had horribly severe headaches. It was very painful. It was a time of feeling sorry for myself. I can't tell you how that impacted my life. But one thing I do know is that when I could admit how I was feeling and at times feel sorry for myself, but then listen and learn, what lessons did I need to learn? And I assure you, I needed to learn some lessons during that time. You know, part of it, I had been very pride-filled, and I was going to do everything myself. Thank you very much. But I had to learn to accept help. I couldn't clean my house. I couldn't wash my clothes or my dishes. I couldn't take care of my family. That was a terrible thing for me, but a blessing to others that I had always been doing, because it truly is easier to give than to receive. But at times, we need to be able to receive. And I had to learn that lesson. I had to learn to slow down. I had to learn to rest, not just keep going 90 miles an hour and be stressed out. There were lessons that I had to learn. But when I reacted to that as, this is a time I'm going to learn my lesson, then that can make a difference in my life. And it will make a difference in your life too. So I challenge you, I encourage you, I want to motivate you to be a success and to think of that as the books that you read, the TV shows that you watch, the CDs, the DVDs, the movies that you go to. That's going to impact your life. And not just in 5 years from now, it'll probably be pretty soon. But secondly, the decisions that you make, whether they're small ones that can lead to bigger ones, like learning to eat differently. But maybe that's a big one, like taking a different job, getting married, doing whatever it is that you need. The decisions that you make are going to impact you 5 years from now. Thirdly, the people that you meet, the people that you associate with. Do you walk away from having spent time with friends and think, well, that was a bummer. I'm more depressed than when I was with them. That's probably not a really good friend for you to be hanging around with. Make sure that you have some time for people who inspire you. Maybe you have to spend time with them remotely, that you watch podcasts and TV shows that are uplifting and inspirational to you. And lastly, that you are having a plan whenever things go badly, and they will. If you've lived for very long at all, You've experienced something in your life. But when you use that as a time to learn, as a time to listen, as a time to grow, you are going to benefit. I hope to see you in 2020, and your life is so much better than it is right now. Thanks for watching.